You've seen the schedule. So let's not waste each other's time here, because we don't have a lot of time doing the hard stuff that we need to do to get to where we want to go. This is about winning. It's about winning the world championship, period.
It's time for the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Bill Jones inside the Globe Life studio here at the Star in Frisco, alongside Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy after the Cowboys kick off the season on Thursday night in Tampa, a 31-29 loss to the Buccaneers. Just to get things started, though, Coach, how about this? We are in studio for the Mike McCarthy Show this season.
This is a really cool spot, Bill. I can see why you and Rox love it down here. I'll tell you, it's in the air conditions. Feels pretty good too.
That's exactly right, especially after no air conditioning in Tampa. The result wasn't what you wanted it to be on Thursday night, but I really liked the way the team came out and the play style that it had on Thursday night.
I agree. I mean, the play style is exactly what we're looking for. I thought our players, just the approach leading up to it, as long as I've been in the league, when you play September football in Florida, you got to be ready for that. So the humidity was not as high as probably we initially thought for, but I thought our guys, the play style, the conditioning, and the whole approach, I mean, it was a fun game to compete in.
The question that I've been asked about more than any other here in the last 6 weeks, if not the last 6 months, how's Dak look? Well, I would say Dak looks pretty good.
Dak's fine. Dak's is fine. And I clearly understand it. I mean, obviously everybody, was excited to see him play, but this is the man we see each and every day. I mean, it's just the way he approaches it, just the way he attacks not only the quarterback position but leadership. So I thought he had a fine performance.
Yeah, it was so inspiring to see the way he played. Of course, relying a lot on the pass against that defense with 58 pass attempts, over 400 yards passing in that game. Inspiring on the field and off it too. You talk about his leadership. He is convinced that this team is going places this year, and you can tell that his teammates feed off that.
Oh, definitely. No, I mean, I think like anything, I think the overall leadership on our football team is just starting to grow and blossom, and he's definitely at the forefront of that. It's real. It's every day. I mean, this is just really a part of who he is. This is how he operates all the time. So, and I just think that now that he's back, and this is our new opportunity, and it's a game we didn't get the result that we're looking for, but it definitely had a lot in it that we can build off of.
And how about Amari Cooper? 13 catches, 139 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You can see that Dak and Amari are on the same page, the whole wide receiver crew, but Amari leading the way there.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was very impressive, just not only with Amari but the other receivers. Because we lost a lot of time in training camp, and those guys did a really nice job. I mean, obviously Amari and Dak had a big night, but I was pleased with the precision of our passing game.
And of course, CD had the big 3rd and 11 that got you down into field goal range in the final couple of minutes of the game. You're going to be without Michael Gallup here for a little bit with a calf injury, but look at Cedric Wilson. He got a lot of snaps in that game too.
Oh, definitely. Cedric's a fine football player, and he'll do very well. I mean, we're going to miss Michael. He's going to be a couple weeks, but Cedric and Noah Brown and this will be a really good opportunity for both those guys.
When you look at the 58 passes, and it's unusual in a game like that, a back and forth game, to have that many passes, but you didn't go into it with the intention of 58 passes, right?
Well, I mean, you have an idea. I mean, I think that the history of the coordinator, the history of what they've done defensively, but they challenged the box. They had a 7-man box versus the 1-back runs and so forth. So, we just felt that we had good matchups on the outside, and I thought Dak just was very patient, taking what was out there and putting the ball in our perimeter's hands, and we were extremely productive.
All right, we're just getting started on this edition of the Mike McCarthy Show. Up next, we are joined by David Moore of the Dallas Morning News.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T, Ford, built for Texas, built for you. The University of North Texas, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by Reliant, an NRG company. This segment is brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Nadie se ha ido. Cedric Wilson en movimiento, revierte la dirección atrás. Flotan el balón a las diagonales. A la que compra rotación, esquina derecha. A las diagonales, vaya envío. ¡Qué bárbaro! Segunda anotación a Amari Cooper. Se queda tendido en el terreno de juego, pero ya se levanta.
David here. All right, questions, please.
No David at the Mike McCarthy postgame press conference in Tampa on Thursday night, but we do have David Moore of the Dallas Morning News, SportsDayDFW.com, joining us for another season of the Mike McCarthy Show. Hello, David. He usually leads off the press conference, but you were working on deadline Thursday.
I would like to clarify, I actually was in Tampa. I was at the game, but the Dallas Morning News deadlines, because it went down to the final 2 seconds before it was decided, I had a little bit of work to do before I could go down.
David already getting on the defensive.
My excuse.
He's getting on the defensive, and that's where we start with David.
Ooh.
On the defensive with the Cowboys.
King of the segues. All right.
And how about that defense on Thursday night? What'd you make of it?
Well, it was a wild ride in a lot of ways, and you know, the first half, a great example. 3 turnovers in the first half, 3 touchdowns allowed. Over the course of the game, 4 touchdowns allowed for. You know, and you go back and forth with it. I think the most damaging thing was Dallas had 2 leads in the game. Their lead in the first half lasted 38 seconds. Their lead in the second half lasted 1:22. When you're given that opportunity, you have to make the other team work a little bit harder, not that quickly to score. But overall, while it was uneven, I think a lot of things to feel good about coming out of that game. And I know people say, well, but look at all the points they gave up. Okay, well, look at the fact that Tom Brady was in his 300th start calling plays against Micah Parsons, who was making the defensive calls in his first start. This is going to get better, and I think you saw a lot of evidence of that in the opener.
So how does Thursday night, what the Cowboys did that night, change the perception of what this team is or can be this season?
Well, I think it does from the standpoint that there was a hesitation to say that, well, when will this team be ready? Because of the time that the offense missed together, because of Dak's shoulder strain in training camp, because this is a new defensive scheme with a new defensive coordinator and a lot of different packages. How long before you start to see the benefits of that? I think the fact you saw it in the opener shows you that both of these are farther along than many people outside of the organization thought it was.
And then on the day after that game, we learned that Lyle Collins is suspended the next 5 games. So what do you think they do?
Well, Mike McCarthy said last week when he was asked specifically about moving Zach Martin from right guard to right tackle, said basically that's only a break in case of emergency situation. But I think what he was saying there was you don't do that on a week-to-week basis. That just causes too much inconsistency in the line. Now you have a defined period while Lyle Collins is going to be out. Connor McGovern graded out well at right guard when he started for Zach Martin, who was out because of COVID in the opener. So now do you look at it and say that's what we should do on the right side of the line since we know it's going to be for 5 weeks? I think that's a conversation that will be had.
Well, if it's not one thing, it's another with this Cowboys team. David Moore, we appreciate it, and he will be front and center at the next Mike McCarthy press conference. And up next here on the Mike McCarthy Show, the sounds of the Cowboy locker room.
This segment was brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Prescott in the gun, back on his right, Stack on the right, pump fake left, pressure, deep left, got Lamb at the 5, to the pylon. Hold on, touchdown! Prescott's first touchdown since last October. Perfect strike to CeeDee Lamb.
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Bill Jones here in the Globe Life studio at the Star in Frisco. What a performance by Dak Prescott. 403 yards passing in the 31-29 loss to Tampa Bay on Thursday night. Time now to go inside the locker room. And first up, we're going to hear from Dak.
We fought hard. We fought all the way to the end. That's a good football team that we're playing. They got us by a field goal right there. We've got to be better situationally in the red zone. Defense did a great job giving us chances when we didn't convert touchdowns or field goals and getting us the ball right back. They did an incredible job, and we'll get better because of this one. Obviously, it was tough. Tough anytime you don't win. As I said, it's the expectations for this team, for myself, and yeah, came up short.
I feel like it's very disappointing, especially on my end, considering I feel like I played a part in us just continuing being down by the drops that I've had. But, you live and you learn, and I'm definitely going to learn from this and just try to be better for the team.
Felt like we made a lot of plays. I think we probably gave up too many explosive plays, turn over the ball, which is good. But we just got to cut down on the explosive plays. And, you go out there 2 minutes left, you got to go out there and get a sack on them. You can't let them pick us apart like he did. So,
a loss is always discouraging. We fought hard. Obviously there are some things we could have cleaned up, some things we could have done better. Anytime you lose, there's something to be worked on. So just got to get back to the drawing board. Like Coach said in the post game, the only thing we know after this game is we ain't going undefeated. But it wasn't all bad. We did some good things too. So.
It was great to get back out there. I think we did a great job going out there competing. Defense did a great job going out there taking the ball away. Offense did a great job going out there scoring. Fell short, but I like where we're at right now, and we're gonna get better.
We played. I know we played well enough to win. If I do my job, we win that game. So I feel bad for the guys in there that played their ass off, and I didn't hold up my end of the deal. And so, with the team that's that good, returning every player from the Super Bowl victory, we're right there. We're right there, and I just have to do my job.
You still have one more job to do. It doesn't matter about what you did in the first, second, or the third. You got to get it done right there. Whether it's special teams, whether it's penalties, whatever it may be, it came down to that drive, and we got to win the game.
One game down, still 16 more to go in this 2021 regular season. And up next on the Mike McCarthy Show, we turn our attention to the Dallas defense as the coach rejoins us.
1st and 10 from the 21. They're going to run Jones on the right side, not very far. Oh, the ball might be out. Hold on a minute. Big scramble. Who's got the ball? Randy Gregory came away with the ball. It's Dallas on a fumble. That's the kind of play that'll turn that stuff around. How about that? On 1st down, Brady play action, screen left, drop, and intercepted off the hands of Fournette and picked out of the air by Trevon Diggs. Now he's going to run in the end zone with all his defensive mates, but the ball is down at the Tampa 21, and how about that?
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy, inside the Globe Life studios here at the Star. And, Coach, we saw Trevon Diggs there with the pick. We saw those instincts as a rookie last year, and 4 takeaways in this game. And that's one of the highlights of what this defense was able to do against Tom Brady and crew on Thursday night.
Well, definitely. I just think the time that the defense and really the special teams we've committed to, taking the ball away and just be able to come out of the gate with 4 takeaways, just speaks volumes. That's the type of defense we want to be known for. And Trevon is someone that he's so instinctive, and he plays the position like a receiver. Just has great hands, catches the flash of the ball. I thought he did a heck of a job.
Yeah, and how about him? He matched up at times against Mike Evans, who did not have his usual productive game, and I guess Trevon was a big part of that.
Oh, a big part of it. We were actually tilting coverage, trying to help out to the, we had a lot of respect for the perimeter, and then it got to the point where Trevon was just one-on-one for, I think more of the whole second half and just did a tremendous job.
All right, I want to ask you about DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't hear, in your press conference, I don't hear people asking you about DeMarcus Lawrence. There's no reason to ask questions about DeMarcus, I think, because he's played so well. He played so well in that game. I don't know what he graded out, but he seemed to be making plays left and right.
Yeah, I mean, Tank has just such a great energy and tempo to him, and has the experience. The thing I've admired about him this year, coming off of last year, is the side conversations with the young players. I think his leadership has really stepped up. But yes, I mean, I thought he had a fine performance. He just plays with such great energy. I think particularly in the run part of it, our pass rushes, it was something that it was up and down, and something that we'll definitely learn from. We rolled a lot of defense. We had 10 defensive linemen in the game, and they all played. So we just got to get some more continuity there.
What do your young players learn from a game like that, going up against a quarterback like that?
Well, it's a phenomenal experience. I mean, it's something that I was real excited going into the game because I knew that our young guys were going to get to play against Tom Brady in an exceptional offense. I mean, their 5 perimeter players that'll be probably one of the bigger tests that we'll face all year. So, and I thought Tom played extremely well in the game. So. It's definitely something that we can draw from. This is a tape that we'll spend a lot of time on. We got the extra time going into the Chargers, but it's a great experience, and I think like all of us, we're hopeful to do it again.
So on one side, you had a quarterback who, with 22 years in his 22nd year in the league, and you got a linebacker who's 22 years old in Micah Parsons. How'd Micah play?
He played well. I mean, it was a good experience for him. I think not only just the way he played in the game, but to handle the communication responsibilities. I think it's like anything, and until you really do it in live action, it's something that he'll learn from. So I thought it went really well. He had some tough plays where he was in position to make a play, and it was solid defense, but the other guy made the play. So Micah's doing a lot of good things for us.
All right, we wrap up the Mike McCarthy Show when we come back in just a moment.
Back is to his right, 2 receivers to the right with a tight end. Snap is low, throws it off the ground. Rush coming, throws it left side of the end zone. Caught by Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys. Oh, they just made chicken salad out of chicken feathers right there.
Será de 48 yardas el intento de gol de campo de Greg the Leg. No ha estado fino, ya falló punto extra y falló gol de campo. 48 yardas. El intercambio es bueno, la patada está en el aire, va a tener la distancia, va a tener la puntería y es bueno. Se van arriba los Vaqueros 29-28 en el marcador.
Final couple of minutes here of the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Let's talk about your offensive line. Zach Martin, of course, misses Thursday. Hope to get him back this week against the Chargers. I want to ask you about Connor McGovern, though, at right guard. Seemed to play well against the Bucs.
I really liked the way Connor played. I mean, he definitely, had a great week prep going into it. Had a good matchup against Sue, and they rolled some other guys in there, but had a winning performance grade. Did some really nice things. I thought that. Played with great patience. We had a lot of run pass checks in there, so there was a lot going on. And he played very well. I thought he played very well in the run blocking and in pass pro.
Yeah, and how about the interior offensive line? The young guys, including Tyler Biadasz, starting at center against that front, and especially the interior guys. Not only Vita Vea as well as Sue, but also with the linebackers they've got.
Very talented front, no question. And I think it gives them the ability to play as aggressive as you can see the way they went about it. We had, like I said earlier, we had a lot of 7-man box. They had a different 5-man defensive line front that we didn't. That was the first time we saw it, and I thought our starting with Tyler and the guards made really good adjustments.
All right, Sunday, next opponent, Chargers playing Washington. You will be in front of that TV, I take it.
Oh, definitely. We're going to come in as a staff, watch it together. I think anytime you have a opportunity to watch your next opponent live, I think it's a huge benefit. You get a good feel, especially a brand new head coach, so there'll be a lot of new to dive into. And frankly, it's the way the first 3 or 4 weeks go every year. We always look at the first 4 weeks of the season where there's, approximately 30 unscouted looks. Those will be things that happen in games that we haven't seen before from that particular team. So, but the chance to have a chance to watch these guys live will be a benefit.
All right, thanks, Coach. And thank you for joining us here for the Mike McCarthy Show. And we will see you again next week when the Cowboys take on the Los Angeles Chargers.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by Ford, built for Texas, built for you. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. Geico, switch today and see all the ways you could save. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.